Welcome back for a new pickups. This is for the month of October. This is going to be a Nintendo Switch edition. Total, we have 8 to look at. First up, we have Saints Row 4 Re-Elected, which also includes all additional content and everything with it. So, honestly, for me, I was not the biggest, say, fan of the GTA series outside of maybe like GTA 3 and Vice City, and that's about it. I actually like the Saints Row series more than GTA. I just like the more over the top cheesiness of the old Saints Row games, not that garbage remake or reimagining, where. Next up, we have the double pack Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero. So yeah, you get both full games, double pack. And it is pretty reasonably priced, as I believe at like Walmart it was like $29.99, and you get both Subnautica games. That is a really good deal. And the Saints Row was like $19.99. So yeah, at least these are games that are pretty reasonable price, more budget releases. Third, of course, you hear music from the series in the background, but The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which so far I will say I have put in probably about 50, between like 50 and 55 hours in Tears of the Kingdom. Heck, I took a lot of time. I spent probably about 25 hours, give or take, in the floating islands at the beginning of the game, just because it's a great place to get resources and stuff. That's a smart route to go. But also, it is kind of cool the fact you can actually build stuff kind of like uh, Banjo Kazooie, like nuts and bolts, but I think much better overall and refined the way it works. But it definitely gives a whole new like level of uniqueness from since mostly overall the gameplay is pretty much identical to Breath of the Wild, but it does add includes a lot of new stuff, and I do love the floating islands and everything. And overall, I genuinely have to say, personally, I probably like Tears of the Kingdom just a little bit more than Breath of the Wild overall. I would say, from what I've experienced in the game, right now, I'd probably give Tears of the Kingdom around a 9 out of 10, personally. Next up, probably the coolest here, I found actually on sale on Amazon. Like, you can get this dirt cheap, and this is like two classics right here. It's part of it, NIS or whatever, Classic Volume 1. There are others. This was the only one that was like on sale pretty cheap. But yeah, these are two great games I do highly recommend to anyone who enjoys classic RPGs. And yes, you see, you get stuff, you get like an art book, like a soundtrack and stuff. That's the cool thing about this. And I know when I got it, I believe it was like $9.99 or something. Next up, we have the Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection. If you're a fan of Ninja Turtle games, this is definitely something I highly recommend to anyone. As even in features like online play and stuff, like 1 to 4 players. And it includes the classic like fighting games as well, which is one reason I highly recommend this collection, especially if you at all grew up with Ninja Turtles and stuff. This is definitely a must-have in my opinion. Then we have Capcom Fighting Collection, which is easily one of the top 3 best compilations I think Capcom has released, because of the fact you get every version of Darkstalkers, as well as the anniversary edition of Street Fighter, Cyberbots, Gem Fighter, also known as Pocket puzzle fighter, and of course Red Earth is the big one that makes this collection worth owning alone. Because since this was the first time ever that Red Earth would get released on console. Because up till now it was a Japanese only and on PC, weirdly enough. Still, and also that cover art is just beautiful. Second to last, we have Undertale, which has of course become definitely quite a classic from Toby Fox. I definitely highly recommend Undertale to anyone. If you enjoy unique games and everything, plus a really interesting world and very unique ways to play the game, good or bad, and it adds a lot of extra layers of complexity, it is definitely a very unique RPG unto itself. I would put it in those cult-like category along with stuff like probably Earthbound, though I'll be honest, I much prefer this over Earthbound. But I don't have nostalgia for Earthbound. Last but not least is Salt and Sanctuary. Like I mentioned, I looked out finding this at a GameStop because the actual price on average for Salt and Sanctuary is absurd. But if you like good challenge games like Dark Souls, or if you play games like Hollow Knight, or I would say other difficult games like what Blasphemous and stuff, I highly recommend Salt and Sanctuary. Is a legitimately good game, but only if you can find for a good price. Otherwise, I recommend just getting the digital because what this is going for on eBay is way too pricey in my opinion. But if you can find a GameStop or something like I did, grab it seriously. With that said, I'll see y'all next time and have a good upcoming holiday season. Hopefully enjoy the music from Ocarina of Time. See you again soon enough.